All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, at this point, no division has been won outright in Major League Baseball this season, but teams such as the Los Angeles Dodgers, Houston Astros, and St. Louis Cardinals are well on their way to winning their respective divisions. However, at this point of the season, the American League Central is a good old fashioned triple threat match. With about roughly 25 games left to go in the regular season, the Cleveland Guardians, Minnesota Twins, and Chicago White Sox all have their sights on claiming the Central title. The White Sox came into this season as the defending AL Central champs, but this year they've struggled to get out of their own way at times. The Guardians and Twins have each looked like they were ready to pull away at some point with this division, only to get back into a funk. And currently, heading into play today, the first place Guardians had a 1.5 game lead over the Sox, and they're up 2.5 games on the Minnesota Twins. But at some point, with all of that said, something has to give because with the expanded wild card this year, even with that, we're only going to see one team from the Central get to the postseason, and that's going to be the division winner because this division has been so mediocre this year. And it's going to come down to which of these teams is going to seize the moment, coming down the stretch here. Who is going to take the bull by the horns, if you will, in order to take care of their business to win this division. You think about Chicago, they have a tremendous frontline starter in Dylan Cease, who is right in the mix to win the Cy Young this year on the junior circuit. The Guardians overall, will they continue to get solid pitching? They came into play today with the fifth best team earned run average in the American League. And it's going to be interesting to see, what we get from the Minnesota Twins coming down the stretch. I mean, these are all three teams that one moment they look hot, and then just like that, you forget about them because they just almost slip off the face of the earth, if you will. But nonetheless, somebody's going to get it going. One thing I'm definitely looking at. I mean, obviously the the Guardians and the Twins currently find themselves in the midst of a series right now. Cleveland was up at the start of this podcast. I'm not sure how things are going right now, but the Guardians do have an opportunity to put another game between themselves and the Minnesota Twins. But I'll tell you what's going to be very important starting next Friday. There's a 5 game set between the Guardians and Twins in Cleveland with a doubleheader coming next Saturday. That is a huge series right there between these two teams. And one team to keep an eye out on this race is a team that's not even in it. That's the Kansas City Royals. And I say that because for Cleveland, their final 6 games of the season are at home against Kansas City. Now, you can't just simply go out there and pencil in wins versus the Royals like I've talked about it with other teams. This time of the year, the teams that are out of it, they have young guys that are looking to make a name for themselves. They also have veterans that are trying to get, spring training invites or get contracts picked up by somebody heading in the next year. At the end of the day, you have a lot of hungry guys on these teams that are out of it. So you got to go out there and take care of your business. Now, on the flip side, for the White Sox, they've been taking care of their business out west. They've won 4 in a row. They've taken the first 3 games from the Oakland Athletics in a big fashion, 14-2 on Thursday. Today, the White Sox roughed up the A's again with a 10-2 win, and they finish up the series tomorrow afternoon. But nonetheless, some interesting games coming down the stretch. The 20th, 21st, and 22nd, the Sox will host the Guardians. And then 6 out of Chicago's last 9 games are going to be against the Minnesota Twins, including 3 at home to end the regular season. And that series at the end could go a very long way in determining this winner. I talked about the Royals playing a part in this division. Right after this series, the Twins will host Kansas City for 3, and then on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, while the White Sox and Guardians are getting it on, the Twins will be in KC to take on those aforementioned Royals. And like I said, 6 out of their last 9 are going to come against the White Sox. So you look at it and you ask yourself, who has the best chance to win this division? At the end of the day, it's a toss up. It's going to come down to, I really believe, those last 8 to 10 games of the season. Who can find the way to put their best baseball together right there? And I'm talking about quality starting pitching, timely hitting, solid defense. That's going to be the team that gets in. And of course, maybe it might take a break or two here or there to get it done. But nonetheless, I really believe that's what it's going to come down to. This is a situation right now. It's still too close to call. It is anybody's game. Even if Cleveland goes on to win, they do have a 3.5 game lead, or would have a 3.5 game lead if this score holds over Minnesota tonight. But nonetheless, there's still plenty of work for all three of these teams. At the end of the day, this is what happens when you have mediocre clubs together. This is the equivalent of an 8-8, 9 or 7 team, winning a division title in the NFL. But nonetheless, you get in, and anything can happen in October. So again, I just want to see who's going to play their best baseball out of these three. They're all capable of going on, some hot streaks, taking 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, you name it. But then each one of them is also capable of losing 8 out of 9. So at the end of the day, let's see who puts it together for this final stretch here in the Central. But nonetheless, I think this is a battle that will come down to the very end between the Guardians, White Sox, and Twins. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.